All right, Dasia, Lindsay,
Hey, I'm here.
everybody's.
Hi.
Yay, we made it. Excellent. Welcome to both of you. This has been the sweetest treat of my day and day this afternoon. But welcome everyone to this edition of Entrepreneurship Matters. This is the sweetest edition. Let me set us up, and then I'm going to get into your bios, and then we're going to get right into conversation because people have been waiting a long time for this conversation. So Entrepreneurship Matters actually is a series that was conceptualized and thought of by an amazing visionary named Camry Moses, who's a high school student who sits on our Hopkins advisory committee, who came up with the concept of this platform and this. And she's also an entrepreneur. She owns a company called KR Smoothies. She always watches this, so I always want to shout her out. What we know is that successful entrepreneurs are not built in a day, that it takes undiluted passion, a lot of grit, multiple failures, and a long-term commitment to make it happen. The art of starting a business requires you to be on your toes most of the time, and for both of you, that's true. And requires you to have customers, shuttling between customers, current, prospective, business partners, and alike. This is an amazing opportunity to speak to two of our amazing entrepreneurs in Baltimore that make the sweetest treats, Dasia, Kabia, and Lindsay Carlo. Let me give your background. So Dasia is a culinary graduate of Western Tech High School. She was a lifelong resident of Baltimore County before moving to the city earlier this year. She's been an entrepreneur since elementary school. How old?
Third grade. So
third grade. 8 years old. You were selling blondies from your book bag, reselling donuts from shoppers, and dreaming of owning a snowball shop. Her dream came true in 2020 when she partnered with her former pediatrician, Monique Burke, to open Ice Queens. Food is your love language, and we are. You can often be found to cooking up different things with your family. So, welcome, Dasia.
Thank you.
I have had many of your egg custard snowballs and one sweet snowballs located in Hamilton. You're a former homeschool student. You attended Towson University, and while at Towson, graduated from Woodrow Wilson High School and attended UDC as well. In addition to serving sweet treats during the springtime and summer, you have a childcare business. So you own multiple businesses. We're going to talk about that. Longtime resident of Parkville. We are so grateful for you. Let me give my shout outs early because there's some shout outs I have to give for both of y'all.
Yes.
Let me get these out of the way so I don't get in trouble. Okay, so Dasia, I'm Barbara. I hope I'm Barbara's
I'm Barbara.
I'm Barbara. You sent me those great text messages with a scripture in them. I appreciate it, Barbara. And a wonderful, wonderful family. And Lindsay, I know Sherry's watching. Sherry always
I'm sure she is.
She's watching. And Sherry, I appreciate you always taking my order and being so nice to me, telling me you're gonna give me a free snowball tomorrow. It never comes, but I appreciate both of you. You're a family, an extended family. So just want to get those shout outs out the way. Let's get right into the conversation. What inspired both of you to be entrepreneurs? And let me set this up. We have some folks on here who are entrepreneurs, and you both are in the, I would say, in the sweetest business, that's happy business. But what inspired you to want to embark upon this journey? Why don't we start with you, Dasia, and then we'll go to you, Lindsay?
Sounds good.
Well, just as work is something that you're there every day, you spend a lot of your time at work. I think that it's very important to make sure that it's something you enjoy. So one of the biggest motivators for me was being able to have a business that I genuinely like and that I want to be at every day. And being my own boss has always been something that's appealed to me, trying to create a space that really shows that it's me, and that it's a welcoming space for everyone who comes in is one of the goals that's always been part of our business strategy.
Excellent, excellent. Lindsay, how about you? What inspired you?
Well, I have to first say that I think Dasia's right. You have to find what you love, something that sparks your interest. And I know for me, it was owning my own business, running my own business, because there's no amount, you can't overstate the importance of that sort of security of knowing that you are responsible for it. Now, don't get me wrong, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying too, because you are responsible for yourself and your business. So it's that sort of, you have to make sure that you understand that it's coming from a place of desire. It's coming from a place of love for what you want to do, but the inspiration starts young. I mean, I know Dasia was talking about starting selling blondies. So I wasn't going to say this, but let me just throw this out there.
Come on, we're amongst friends. We're amongst friends.
I was just going to throw this out there. Now, I was hustling on the school playground, not selling food. I was selling, do you know those little paper footballs that you make, the little triangles?
Yeah, those triangles.
So I had this friend, I'm going to shout out to Eleanor. Eleanor and I used to make these little triangles in 2nd and 3rd grade, these little paper footballs, and we would color them and we would like laminate them. And then we would sell them on the playground, and we carried around this big bag, this like gallon bag of change. And I thought we were doing great, because then I would use it to buy like cookies and stuff, because right? So we were hustling, we were out there. And then my mom found out that I was selling this stuff, and she was like, well, it's not really ethical, because, you know, these are kids and their parents are sending their money in, but I appreciate you wanting to, you know, keep up this spirit of being, you know, an entrepreneur. So she guided that then toward actually running a business versus, you know, hustling little kids on the school ground.
No. You know what's interesting about what both of you have said? And I think it's instructive for us as adults, that both of you demonstrated the desire and the fire to be entrepreneurs well before you could ever sign a contract, before you hit 18. And so when we see young kids with the same hustling little stuff, and recognize that you're like just the budding, you're just a couple years ahead, you know, behind Lindsay and Dasia in terms of getting the business. But I mean, excellent, and very inspiring. So let me take it back. Let me take you back to starting your business, getting your business off the ground. What were the steps you went through to get to, you know, be able to serve me egg custard snowballs with marshmallow in the middle? That's a clear best flavor. But how did you get to that point of being able to do that? Let me start with you, Dasia, and then Lindsay.
Sorry, you just went out for a minute. I missed that last sentence.
No,
I said just talk us through how did you get started in your business?
Well, the first thing that I did was get a job in the industry. I think the most important experience for myself is hands-on experience. And that really allowed me to see the ins and outs of the business, how it was run on a daily basis, and ask questions and observe from someone who's done it before me and get all of that good experience. Then, I think what was very important for me was speaking that into existence. I had to get some confidence just in myself of having my dream and then putting it out there. So that way I could have something that I was going towards and talking about it and making it as real for me as it could be before I actually started was very important and key for me.
Let me just say, hold on. You just tried to preach. You tried to preach on
it was good. I was listening to it too. I was like, yes.
I was taking notes. Like I'm gonna use that in a speech or something. No,
I know.
A couple of things. Get a job in the industry and seeing how it was done before you do it. I mean, excellent advice for getting started. And then the power of the belief.
Yeah.
Speaking it into existence, making it as real as it could be before it happened. Powerful concepts. Lindsay, how about you? How'd you get started?
So my start was a little bit different. This has been a family business. This next year will be our 29th year open. And it started out actually
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. It actually started out as my mother and father started this business. And if any of you who's been around for a long time might remember, and this was I'm taking it back like 20 years ago. It was actually, that's when the name changed to One Sweet Moment. It was actually called Billy's Snowballs originally. And anybody that remembers Billy's will be like, I remember Billy's. Well, Billy is my dad. So my mom and my dad, you know, and it was named One Sweet Moment after that. So yeah.
Tell a family business.
So it's
I
been,
know you're coming with that.
listen, I'm just coming out. I'm just going to be real with you.
That's right. Just conversation between us.
This is a whole conversation. So
Yeah, that's right.
it was Billy Snowballs, you know, almost 29 years ago. My mom and dad started. I started working there before. I mean, it wasn't technically legal for me to work at that age, but it's a family business. So,
It's okay.
you know, you start working, right? It doesn't matter. So, you know, shout out to my mom who had me working, you know, at like 11. So I started working young, started out there with the cash register. And the thing is, I was homeschooled. So I could be there. I could be right in the middle of it. Yeah. I grew up with this business. My mom, she was running this business. She was out there. And it was just being around that all the time and realizing that you are, you know, having that role model of a strong, independent woman who can do anything. And it just kind of lit this fire inside of me that was like, you know what, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep going, because there's nothing like owning your own business. There's nothing like having your own business and being responsible for yourself and being responsible for the people around you. And it's a terrifying feeling. It can be a helpless feeling sometimes, but it's very empowering too. And just seeing that, you know, with my mom and it being a family business, that's kind of how it started. It was, I mean, all family. Like now it's my husband and I, but it's been, you know, my mom, my sister, my former brother-in-law have all played really big roles in you know, helping us come together. And the people, like you mentioned, you gave a shout out to Sherry, you know, and her daughter Chanel, they were big parts of it. Their family, you know, but they're friends. So it's just a matter of being inspired and coming together with from that beginning. And it's really been amazing.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, so let me say this. So you go from both of you. So Lindsay, you and you watch your mom, you're at the cash register, you're learning the business, changing the name of the business.
Yes.
Dasia, you're working in the shop, learning everything, creating the concept from idea to fruition. So let's go back, Dasia. You started at Ice Queens, founded Ice Queens about a year ago, right?
No, not actually Memorial Day weekend. So we opened up during the pandemic.
Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah.
Wow, that's bold.
That's bold.
So basically I signed my lease a week before the world shut down. So I was ready, got in here, and then all restaurants shut down and it was Corona, which was a little bit scary. It was really scary for me, for this being like this dream that I wanted so much, and then it was here and it was in my hands, and then all of a sudden everything was flipped upside down.
So what led you to signing the lease? Take us back, like take us step by step. So you have this idea, you start, get all the skills, you understand what it means to start a business. What was your step before you signed the lease and opened the door? What did you do before then?
So the first thing that I did was research the top 15 snowball stands that were in this area. I saw what they did, including One Sweet Moment, and how they were able to keep their businesses running for so long, because that's really the key, the longevity and how you can keep going and coming up with new ideas. And I saw that each of them had their own kind of signature style or their own thing that they were known for. So then I started to try to just develop, well, what am I going to be known for? What's going to be special about me? Because you can get a snowball from anywhere, but what's going to be special about Ice Queens was very important and a goal of mine before going any further. And then talking with my business partner, Dr. Monique, who is from Louisiana originally, and which is one of the only other places where snowballs in particular are just as famous as they are here in Baltimore, that we should do New Orleans style snowballs. And then after researching exactly what a New Orleans style snowball is, we figured out that it's a whole separate style. They have their own little twist on what they do, and kind of trying to put that into our business along with the Baltimore classics that we offer.
Okay, there's so much to unpack from what you just said. First of all, Hold on. How old are you, Dasia? Because everybody's wondering on this. How old are you?
I'm 22 and I'll be 23 in December.
All right, claim the 23. Claim it right now. Claim
Yep.
23.
23.
Claim
I wish
almost
I could go back to 23.
I know. I had her tell her age because she is a genius. She is so.
I know. I'm so impressed.
I'm so impressed. You're so smart.
I'm so
First
impressed.
of all, you reached out to the top 15 businesses to understand what was the secret sauce. Like that research that you did, and we've heard a number of entrepreneurs talk about the research they do. Critical. You realize each of them had a signature style, and you're right. I go to One Sweet Moment because of the little cone and the little in the middle. I mean, there's a reason why I go to different ones. Second, you talked about your what's going to be special. Then driving what's going to be special about what you offer. Third, you have a co-founder. You didn't strike it out alone, and your co-founder helped you to realize. And you together created something that was a blend, like New Orleans style, keeping true to Baltimore. Excellent job, and amazing nuggets for folks out there who are thinking about embarking upon a business or trying to figure out their business. Excellent job. Lindsay, how did you, I know the business when it was Billy's was very different than what.
Yes.
I've also seen your business shift over time. I've noticed a difference in your business. So can you talk about that journey that One Sweet Moment has been on?
Sure. So it has been. And I feel like with businesses, it is ever changing, and you have to keep up with your current environment, the current clientele, what people are demanding, what it is that they want. And I know with us in our area, they wanted variety. Some years ago, we just did shaved ice snowballs, and shaved ice are still, they're our number one snowball. All shaved ice, if people come up and they ask for our regular ice, it's usually shaved ice. And personally, I think that is the best. But we had, I don't know, it was years ago, and somebody came up and they said, do you offer crushed ice? And we said, no, we just offer shaved ice. And they said, okay, thank you. And they left. And I was working at that time, and I was stunned, and I was like, someone's going to walk away because we don't have crushed ice. But I don't think crushed ice is really anything to talk about. And, talking with my mom, and we said, you know what, maybe we should offer crushed. And that kind of led us into offering such a variety that it's almost a one-stop shop where you can come there, you can want any sort of, sweet, sour, diet flavor, crushed ice, shaved ice, toppings, Hershey's ice cream, soft serve custard, to offer such a variety that, it can be a little overwhelming, but I think the shift over time has been that we've started offering more flavors, more combinations of flavors. I have to thank, family for coming up with a lot of these combinations. My sister had an eye for coming up with names and mixing flavors and coming up with these bold new designs. And it really was a little bit of everybody coming together and saying, okay, what are we going to put into this to really make our product the best that we can make it? And in New Orleans, that is the place for snowballs in the South. I have to agree with Dasia there. that
Y'all just taught me something. I'm gonna start getting snowballs in
Yes, it's amazing. They love their shaved ice, but egg custard's a Baltimore thing. So it's something that we get, that we have our own special flavor that we get for that. And that's one of the things that's never changed. But over the years, we've really had to adapt to our differences with, sometimes we can't keep up with these lines. I'm just going to be honest. These lines, and I sang Dasia's lines.
Oh, I've seen both of your lines. Fort McHenry and you all the way down to
Hartford Road. Yes. Yeah. And over the years, you really have to be able to keep up with what is it that people want. I understand they want short lines, but sometimes we do the best we can, but we just try to keep up with what we can offer people that will make it worthwhile for them standing in these long lines. Because it can be hard. You know how it is, Dasia. It's like, you have these lines that people are like, whew, these lines are long, but you know what, once they get this product, it's worth it. It is definitely worth it. But over the years, we've had to do that. And we've had to keep up. We've had to say, okay, what new things can we offer people? What kind of different things? And not everything has been, a home run. Sometimes we'll offer something and it's not necessarily something that it was as big of a hit as we thought it would be. But that's the great thing about owning your own business and being an entrepreneur is you can try these different things. And if you find that something isn't working, you say, okay, slide it off to the side. Maybe you'll try it again later. Maybe you'll just say, you know what, it didn't work as well as we thought it was going to work. And we'll go back to the basics. And as long as you have a solid foundation and solid basics, I think that you'll always be able to fall back on that. And the customers realize that you're there. This is what you offer. And every once in a while, you throw something new out to them and see how it goes.
Yeah. No, you're both right. And I've seen, just tremendous growth. Let me ask you this, Dasia, and then I'm going to go to Lindsay. What's been the challenges you face as a business owner? And I know some of them difficult, extremely difficult. What are those challenges? And then, there are also bright spots, a lot of bright spots that have happened. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we've definitely, this being the first year of opening, already challenging in and of itself, of figuring out what to do and how exactly to run a business. And then especially opening right in the middle of this pandemic, there definitely has been a lot of concern about how to keep our customers safe and our staff safe, and still invite people in and coming up with innovative ideas to keep them interested in our product and still safe at the same time. So that's been hard. We've had to be very creative with hand washing breaks and getting face shields for everyone and making sure that we are wearing gloves and masks at all times, customers and staff included. And then we've also really pushed our outdoor events. We have live music outside sometimes, which my brother, who, shout out to Noah, Kabia, he's a prodigy on the drums. He's 11 now.
Oh, I saw him. He was on the other side of your building. You had a jam session. All right.
So he has quite a few jam sessions outside. That way we can keep the people in line, because our lines do get long. They're a little entertained and keep everyone outside and happy and having a good time, because there's not much to do right now during this pandemic. And just things like that. We've also unfortunately had some kind of racially discriminatory events happen here at Ice Queens. Being located in Locust Point has just been a little bit challenging with some of the things that we faced. Like people have ripped down our menu signs, which was a big thing for us. Another event, an item was thrown at one of our customers who had gotten a snowball. And when the man who the cup was thrown at was asked, why did you do this? They said it's because they hated Black people, which is so frustrating. And they've called us you people and thrown trash at our door, which has been hard. And hurtful. But I will say, with the overwhelming amount of support that we've received from the African American community and from specifics in the Locust Point community, it's way more than any of the hate or kind of trying to tear us down. Then I don't even pay attention to it. It doesn't even faze me. Like, haters are going to be there, and there's always going to be someone that has something to say. But with the overwhelming support that we've received and the encouragement, and people specifically coming up to me and saying, you can do this, like, you got it, you're not going anywhere. Things like that the challenges are there. You're always going to have challenges, but they've made it so worth it. The customers and the people smiling and the people constantly telling me, hey, I'm proud of you and I believe in you, and keeping my spirits up has been amazing. And I can't even put into words how thankful I am for not only all of my customers who have come and people that showed up, but my family being behind me to help me through this time.
Barbara
coming every day.
Barbara coming through.
My mother stands in the window and she comes up with some great ideas. And as I said, my brother and my dad outside, they do like all of the entertainment. So even with all these negative things with Corona and some of the other things that we faced, it's water under the bridge.
Do you know what, Dasia, you said a couple of things, and I think they're important and also inspiring. One, you're inspiring. You just are.
Thank you.
Even if you didn't have Ice Queens, you're just inspiring in general. But I think a couple of things you talked about is, when you're doing well, sometimes it is tough because, you do have haters. It just is a part of it. But you talked about the love being so overpowering more than what the bad. And so
Yeah.
I just am like, kudos to you, and know we're proud of you, all proud
Thank
of you.
you.
Hearing
Thank
you
you.
on buying more snowballs, just make me buy 5 more snowballs. First, next 5 people come in, Dasia. This is my thing. Next 5 people come into the snowball stand, the snowballs.
Okay.
Don't tell them you paying before. Don't tell them they're free before they order. 5 people do.
Okay.
That next five's on me. Next 5.
Okay.
Lindsay, how about you? What have been the challenges of your business and going through?
Well, I'm just going to be upfront and say, racially speaking, being a white woman, I haven't had those difficulties that Dasia and many Black people have experienced, which so I can't personally speak on that aspect of it. And I just want to say it's very unfortunate that has happened at all. And those people that did that, those people that say that, those people that think that way, they also have no place at our business, because Black Lives Matter here and everywhere. So no place in Baltimore is this going to be tolerated. It's not going to be tolerated at our business. And I'm sure glad that things look to be going up for you, because that's absolutely disgusting that would happen. And coming from a point of saying that I haven't had to deal with that is a privileged point of view, saying I haven't had to deal with that. My challenges have been more from the technical aspect, from zoning, from looking up codes, for making sure that everything is in order where it needs to be for the business itself, making sure that we stay up with staffing, we stay up on health codes to make sure everything is as clean and healthy as possible. This year was very difficult with coronavirus. It was difficult for everyone. It was difficult for everyone in every which way, in the restaurant industry, in retail environments, everywhere. And it didn't hit us any less than it hit anyone else. So I think the most difficult thing came from that, from this year in particular. And from all the years where, it's very difficult when you have a business and you have employees and you want your staff to be happy, you want your customers to be happy, and you yourself as a business owner, you need to be happy with both, and with how the business is operating in general. So the difficulty for us, the challenges to overcome, have really been trying to manage all of that. And I don't think that's something that you can ever really overcome. I think that's something that's just something you're constantly working on, something that you constantly have to deal with. Staffing changes. Every year, because we're seasonal, there's new staff almost every year. There's some of the same old faces, and then there's new staff. So it's just a constant overhaul pretty much every single year of getting new faces in there, getting them trained, making sure everything stays up to code, making sure that anything that we want to do, any sort of improvements with the business, that not only are we able to do it on the inside, but that we're able to stay up to date with what are the zoning codes. That's a big issue with Baltimore City, is what is your zoning code? What are you allowed to do? And that's probably the most challenges. And that's something, when you're looking at opening a business, that you have to think about. Not only what is your clientele base, what is this area need? You go into an area and you say, okay, what is there? What could this area use? What do people like? What do they want? And what does this area not have? And you kind of go into maybe an untapped market, or a market, even if it is oversaturated, a market where you can offer something new, something different, something innovative, or just the best of what is out there. And that's always a challenge, is trying to stay up to date and trying to be the best. And it's difficult, because we want to stay friendly with other businesses, and I'm going to come down and visit Dasia. And at the same time, hey, she's some stiff competition, because I've seen what she's offering, and it's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Y'all two almost got me in trouble. You know why? Because I got so caught up in this conversation, I forgot to tell people that you can text. I know a lot of people listen on the phone. Text your questions to 22333 and type JHUWL in the message. or you can keep putting them in Zoom. We have actually a lot of questions coming in on Zoom, or you can put them on Facebook in the question function, and I get all of those. So please give them to me. Okay, so I have something very exciting to tell both of you. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So, I always put myself up when I do this. And Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and one other person, Robert Smith, they are all watching. It's a good
I'm
day.
sorry, did you say Oprah?
Oprah's watching. So she is. Oprah. She's
Well,
like, Oprah.
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna play it cool.
Get
I'm gonna
ourselves
play it
together.
cool.
Get ourselves together.
But
Okay.
on the inside, I'm freaking out a little bit. But I'm gonna play it cool.
Freak
I'm gonna
out.
play
But
it
I have a
cool.
question. They have a question. So they want to know, how can they be supportive of businesses like yours? How can we ensure that Dasia and Lindsay, we have more Dasias and Lindsays on Entrepreneurship Matters that we're lifting up as businesses? How can we ensure that more people are able to sign the lease and start their business? How can we make sure we don't lose any businesses? And they have the resources, right? Resources, financial resources, but I also want you to talk to the ALICIAs and the Audreys and the Antonias and the Jackies who don't have the same resources as Oprah, Robert Smith, and the rest of them, but also want to think about how we can support your businesses. So what's advice that you give to them? Dasia, you know what? I'm gonna give you a minute, because I'll keep starting with you. I'm gonna give you a minute. Lindsay, what are you saying to them? I want you to get something big. I want your 20, almost 23-year-old mind. You stretch on us.
Okay.
Come big with it. All right, Lindsay, what do you say?
I think that the most important thing that anyone can do is support small businesses, whether it's a snowball stand, whether it's an ice cream and cake shop, is just be there, support them. I think when you retweet things, when you repost things, when you share things, it gets information out there. I think that also the way to make it easier for anyone, any small business owner, is it's very difficult as a small business owner, somebody who is self-employed, someone who isn't getting that paycheck regularly every 2 weeks from a company with a company name on it, to go to the bank and apply for a loan, to apply for anything, honestly. If you're self-employed and you don't have a large financial backing, and you have ideas, you have hopes, and you have dreams, and you go into any financial institution and you say, hey, could I get a loan for this? Well, they want to see that you're making a certain amount of money. They don't care what your gross earnings are for this business. They want to see, okay, well, you're self-employed. You have to not only show us that you're worth more as a self-employed person, but we want to see what your net earnings are. We want to go back more years than the last 2 or 3 pay stubs. We want to go back. So I feel like working with lending companies would be a good way to start, and make it more accessible for people who have more difficulties getting loans, people who have those ideas, these dreams that we want to get out there, we want to open things, but it's so difficult to get anything. It's difficult to get money for backing for a mortgage, for a lease, for a small business loan, to be able to open anything, to do anything, to get a small personal loan, maybe for electronics or for equipment. Because the banks look at us and they say, I don't know if I want to take this sort of risk. And if you don't take that risk, then what? Then what's going to happen? It's only the large corporations, only the established large businesses that are going to prosper. And really, it's the small businesses and it's the communities that these small businesses are in that need these businesses to continue to flourish. So the way that people can help is making sure that it's more accessible for entrepreneurs, for small business owners, for self-employed people to be able to access the funding and the means necessary to be able to keep on going.
Yeah.
How about you, Dasia?
100%.
What are you saying to Oprah and Robert Smith?
I 100% agree. Funding, it is, when starting a business, now you have your things and you price it out. I price it out. okay, what will I spend money on? What do I really need and how much? And then you get to it. And then you go way beyond your budget because little things come up, because the sink is broken and you now need to have a grease trap and you now need to hire someone else to do this and you need a POS system. The things that you don't think of, the things that no one tells you about, the things that you don't learn in school, like, and that come up, and funding with those things that just come up because this is a business and you're running it. We need help with those things. So starting a nonprofit that could help young Black entrepreneurs, especially because I'm lucky enough to have someone who did believe in me, who when I spoke my dream out, they looked at me and they said, okay, well, I can help you. And they specifically helped me with my funding. But that's not everyone. And I have kids that do come up to the snowball stand and they're like, oh, like, well, if you can do this, like maybe I could do my business. And we just had actually 2 young ladies that were here for our Princess Tiana Day, and they're starting a bow company. So they have little bows and they make them.
You have to connect. I have them on Entrepreneurship Matters.
Yes. So I look at those little girls and I think they have this great dream, but I want them to also have someone behind them that believes in their dream just as strong as they do, just like I did. And someone who could help provide the funding for that, or even, I don't know, just a competition or some way that it would be accessible for them to get. Like if they could share their ideas with some of you guys, and then they could expect a response with funding to help them just get off the ground, to help them get started, because that's a lot of what everyone needs. Just someone, a little bit of help and belief in them, so then they can get the ball rolling on their own, because it's really hard to get it started. It's hard to do grants. It's hard to get a loan, especially when you don't have that prior credit, or when you don't have just other things that they're looking for in order to qualify for those things. So we do need additional help in those areas, especially in funding.
Excellent. I mean, I know they heard you. I'm already getting texts from them that they're going to move on it. No, I think this is something, I think it's instructive for all of us who are advocates and also, can provide funding to do so. Great. Let me ask you this. We're getting questions. I feel like I'm going to run out of time. This is going to be bad. No, it's going to be great. It's going to be sweet. What is your long-term vision for the future? Right. So we have today, we just got you connected to Robert Smith and Oprah. I mean, anything's possible now. So what is the long-term vision for the future? What's next? Lindsay and then Dasia.
Expansion. So we are looking to not only have this location, but location maybe in a different part of Maryland, maybe in some other states where we can broaden things a little bit, maybe introduce them. But I think that's probably more of a 10-year plan. What I'm looking at for a 5-year plan would be a mobile unit. We're looking at doing mobile snowballs so we can bring the party to you. We have this location, which is incredibly successful. It's a great location, but what if you could say, hey, I'm having a birthday party. Could you show up to our birthday party? We could show up to corporate events. We can, drive, and we'd have everything available to you right at your door, or right at the door of whatever venue you're going to be at. I mean, come on. If I had the option to have snowballs at my wedding, I probably would have had snowballs at my wedding too. So
Note to self.
Yes. So
I mean, the man's coming and all that, but we're gonna have snowballs there. That's already.
Yes. I mean, I think man and snowballs. I mean, I don't want to say anything. My husband's in the other room. I'm not sure he can hear me, but I'm just saying, husband and snowballs. I don't know if I would have had both things. I don't know. But yeah, I think 5-year plan is mobile, to make sure that we can reach different parts, and then 10-year plan would be expansion to where we can have other locations. We could maybe have people who would like to own their own One Sweet Moment, and they can also do that. So that's something we're looking into as well.
And the franchise option.
Yes.
That's right. Excellent. Mm-hmm. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna get to this question that someone put. It's not right. Someone said snowball or snow cone. You can tell New Jersey people. They don't even know. They don't. Okay, Dasia, what's your plan?
So my plan, of course, along with Lindsay, is expansion. We actually just purchased a snowball bus, so we can be at your wedding or at your party or things like
That's
that.
awesome.
Snowball.
Yes, I'm very
bus?
excited. I'm very excited about it.
Sounds like a dream.
Yes. So hit me up for your wedding, for your birthday party, for your graduation party. I know we missed out this year, so next year it's party time. Another thing that we really want to focus on, that's kind of on my heart, is just being able to pay our staff livable wages. I feel like where we're at right now, yes, minimum wage has gone up. No, it's not enough to live off of. And even here at Ice Queens, my employee expenses is probably my biggest bill. So trying to figure out exactly what we can sell, what we can do to kind of boost our sales in order to also give back to our employees that work so hard and have such great energy and always greet our customers with a smile. I want to make sure that they're taken care of as well. So in our plan, along with expanding, will also be to try to invest in our staff. My personal goal, side note from snowballs, even though I love them, I also do have a passion for food, and I would love to go back to culinary school. That is my second dream, and really invest in myself and go on to cooking. I could see myself owning a cafe one day or another business along with snowballs. So fingers crossed, that's my goal next. So yeah.
Hey, I have a question, it's a personal one, but I'm going to ask it on here. Will both of you hire me at some point? Like seriously, like,
Yes.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
Always have a job here.
I mean, I love my job. I love my job, but I just want to know that. Let me say this. A couple of things. One, and maybe I'll get to this in a minute, but I know there are many people. I'm inspired by you. This is so much fun. I have more fun than you can imagine. I know there are people out there that are saying, I want to invest in you all. I want to make sure that we are supporting. Lindsay, you talked about a 5-year plan for the mobile. We got to accelerate that. I mean, time is of the essence.
Yes.
We need Once Me Moment mobile as soon as possible. Actually, we need to reopen for the winter time because we need snowballs in the winter too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we need to figure out how to make sure, and I just put that charge on myself. I put that charge on all of us to think about how we can help you all move and bring that vision that you talked about, and I talked about it in the long term, but doing it much sooner. Yeah, I'm gonna start going to the questions, but let me ask. Let's go to the questions, right? Because I'm gonna run out of time, and I realize questions in chat. Okay, so a couple of things, a couple of shout outs. First of all, y'all are getting a whole lot of love, so you gotta give it back to them in some way.
Thank you.
Back the love on,
Thank you so much.
Facebook and
Baltimore is amazing. Baltimore is home. It is life.
They are loving you. They are loving you. They talked about owning your own business is definitely empowering. Someone made a comment, being an entrepreneur is about learning how to adapt. Ice Queens is definitely innovative. I always see new flavors. Is Dasia open to mentoring? They want to be mentored by you, Dasia.
Of course, always.
All right. That's the answer is yes. I can bet you that was who asked that question. Another question we got. Will One Sweet Moments stay open all year round? Us snowball lovers love snow. Somebody says snow cones. Who is this? Who keeps calling us snow cones? Us snowball lovers love snowballs in the winter, spring, summer, fall. When y'all gonna stay open year round?
We've thought about it. We've definitely thought about it. You know, if we have enough people coming, we will stay open year round. And I think that's been the biggest challenge has been, we have to make sure we have enough employees there. As Dasia mentioned, we need to make sure that we are able to pay our employees what they're worth. So if we are able to keep up with our expenses, pay our employees what they're worth, and we have enough people coming up, I would be totally open to staying year round. And then maybe we can diversify. Maybe we can start offering different flavors of hot chocolate. Maybe we can start doing coffees and other things to keep people coming in. So yeah, we're definitely open to it. That's something we're exploring, hopefully in the near future.
All right, so everybody knows if she opens back up, you better come get your snowball.
Yes.
Not opening up, just open it up for fun. This is to get snowballs in the summer, in the winter. Today would have been.
And you know, they freeze well too. You can come and
They
get
do.
snowballs. You pop them in the freezer. All you have to do is put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds and it's back to normal.
Yeah, somebody else said, I love Once Me Moments. Hope my only gripe, she closed too early this year. Look at today, great day for a snowball.
Yes.
Questioned.
These last couple of weeks have been beautiful for snowballs.
I know.
They have been. Ice Queens is also still open until December 20th.
I know. I'm gonna come down there. I'm gonna come down and get my snowball fixed down there. It's all right.
Yes. You gotta go. Someone said, wow, Dasia, amazing 22-year-old. The places she will go. Oh, that was so sweet.
She is amazing. She really
Someone
is.
asked this question: snowball or snow cone? Why? Why did you just ask that question?
Snowball.
Snowballs.
Snowball.
If you're from Baltimore, it's snowballs.
It's gotta be a snowball. They are different.
Snow Baltimore. Snow Baltimore. Just remember.
Snow Baltimore. That's right. Oh, someone they're
the
speaking
only
life
way to
over your life, Dasia. They say you will go back to culinary school. You will start another business. Speak life. That was sweet. Sweet.
Thank you.
Lindsay, can you talk about the transition of your business? Is your mom still working in the business?
Well, she was, as of this last year, she was still working in her business. My husband and I, we own you had touched on it briefly when we first started, we own our own family childcare business. So that was our main business during what we call the off season. So during teachers, months of the year. So basically September through to the beginning of the summer, and that allows the summers to be open. Then my mother had still been working there up until this last year. And I had been after her for the longest time because she said, I want to go to Florida. I want to relax. I want to be able to take it easy. And I said, listen, there's no time like the present, and you need to claim it for yourself. You need to say, this is what I'm going to do, and just do it. Just take a hold of it and go for it. And I said, we are all on board. We've talked about it for a while, about us coming back and taking a larger role back with the business, and her being able to just relax. And she has so much on her mind, and being an entrepreneur, being someone who owns their own business, you're constantly thinking and you're worrying, and you have all of these ideas that are just constantly running in your head, even when you're on a break. And she just hadn't turned that switch off. She had just been on and just going and going. And I think she finally got to a point where she said, okay, you know what? I think I've realized that, you're right. And I think it's time to step back. So she was here through this last summer. And now that we've decided to make the full transition over to where she can finally live her best life at this moment in her life. And we're stepping forward to claim, the business fully, to make this the best that we can make this.
Excellent. Let me ask you this now. There's a question. They see what I see, but I don't know if you two have seen this yet. Are you two guys, are you ready? Are you two women ready for a collaboration? Are we ready for like a snowball? We should have like a snowball competition or something, but are you a collabo? Snowballs.
Yes.
South Baltimore, East Baltimore.
I just want to know if I have a place on that snowball bus. Like, I just want to jump on that snowball bus with you. If you're up for that, I will jump on that snowball bus and I will help you crank out those snowballs. Yeah. Definitely. A little bit of friendly competition never hurt.
Right. That snowball competition. Now that sounds like it would be a fun event.
It keeps you on your toes too. Listen, if you get complacent, you can't get complacent in any job. Once you get complacent, that's it. So you need to make sure that you're on top of your game, and a little healthy competition. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've looked at some of her flavors. I've been like, all right, let me take some notes here. Because I'm not going to lie. She's had some good ideas.
We can make a snowball competition, and we could, the winners would be the people who get to eat them. So that's, let me ask this question. We got this question for both of you. What's the favorite part of your days? You're making snowballs. That sounds like a dream job. But what's the best part of your day? Dasia and then Lindsay?
The best part of my day is in the morning. So in the morning is the time when my entire family is here. We're getting ready to set up the shop. It's just us, and we're playing music, and we're, either getting the snowballs prepared, or as we switch into wintertime, our hot drinks, which are apple cider and hot chocolate and things like that. We're getting all that ready and we're just together and we're laughing. And for me, it's like a time where I get to just step back for a moment and look at this dream that I had. I'm seeing it, I'm watching it, I'm living it every day. I get to see this dream that I had just a year ago. My life was so different. So to look now and start my day with the dream that I've had for this long is my favorite part every morning.
Yeah, no, that is inspiring. Lindsay, what's the best part of your day?
I think the best part has to be when you have, and a lot of times it's new customers or it's kids, because they both get that same look of wonder on their face. Because, well, as you know, we have over 100 premium flavors. So, we have this large board up there, and the sense of people come up and they go, oh, wow. And they look up, it's that wow. When they look up and they think, oh my gosh, I need a moment, hold on. And they have to look at all the flavors and read through everything. So whether it's the kids and the smiles on their face, or people's like the look on their face of, wow, I just don't know what to get. I think that when somebody says, can you recommend something? Because there's dozens of flavors and they don't know what to choose, except of course, the diehard egg custard fans. But aside from the diehard egg custard fans, it's that's the best part of my day, is when someone is so overwhelmed and so in awe, they go, oh my gosh. And it's that look, that's the best part every single day, when you get that look from someone. It's really sweet.
Good. I probably have that every time. I'm like, oh, I might get something other than custard. No, I'm getting the same thing I get all the time. Let me ask you both this question, because we're about to run out of time, and I am going to get in trouble for everybody that. Let me see. I think I've gotten all the. Oh, they said, oh, this was so nice. They love you two amazing entrepreneurs, and somebody gave me love. I appreciate that. Just want to say thank you for sharing this information with us. Excellent. Let me ask you both this question. There's probably someone out there that may be a business owner like you. They may be a person with an idea that's dreaming right now about what they might become. They might be an entrepreneur that's trying to figure out how they're just going to keep it going. Can you give a word of encouragement to those people? Can you give some what would you say to those folks?
I think it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is, whatever idea you have in your mind, manifest it. And by manifesting it, let it sit in your mind. You got to write it down, whether you take pen to paper, old school, or whether you take your phone up. Because sometimes what I do is I have these ideas, and sometimes I think, wow, these ideas are really out there. I'm gonna have to run this by my husband. I'm gonna have to think this through. You take your phone out, put a note to yourself in your phone. Anything that comes to mind, put a note to yourself in your phone, write it down on paper. You have to manifest your own reality. If it just stays an idea in your mind, that's great, but you have to make it happen. And I think in order to actually put it out there in the universe, to put it out there to God, if you're a believer, to put it out there to whomever is listening, whether it's your spouse, your dog, your cat, your kids, whoever, put it out there. Make it real. Once you put it out there and you say, this is what I want to do, I'm claiming this for my future, I think everything else really does fall into place eventually. Sometimes it takes longer. I'm not going to say it happens overnight. It's not something that happens immediately. Yeah. But it's something that you need to put out there and claim it for yourself, claim it for your family, claim it for your business, claim it for your beliefs, whatever your beliefs are, and just get it out there. And I think that's the most important thing, is do not stop believing that your ideas and your thoughts are any less because somebody hasn't validated them. They're yours and they're important, and you need to put that out there because somebody is listening somewhere, and that's the first step.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Definitely, as I said, speaking it into existence, claiming that, and don't ever be afraid of your idea. Don't ever think it's dumb. You keep believing in yourself. If it's a good idea, you can do it. Also, ask me for help. I mean, the people in my life that have given me great advice, given me tips, helped me when I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. Those are the people that like I really rely on during this time. So I encourage everyone, don't be afraid to ask for help or ask questions or reach out to someone just to see how they do it best so you can get an idea for yourself. It's great asking people who have done it before you, so then you don't make some of the mistakes that they may have made or figured out how to overcome. It's a great way to try to boost yourself without making the mistakes and just asking the question before that happens. And I love claiming it for yourself, speaking it into existence. Don't ever doubt yourself. Don't do it. Just keep on telling yourself that you can do it, no matter how long it takes. It might be a year, it might be 5 years, it might be 10 years, but it's never too late to follow your dream. It's never too late to believe in yourself, and it's never too late to try something new.
Both of you. Let me just say, I knew at the outset that this was going to be phenomenal. You have exceeded expectations. Let me let everyone know how they can get in contact with you, how they can support you. So Lindsay, tell us website, Facebook, Instagram. Tell us how to get in contact with you, follow you, support you. The business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so One Sweet Moment in the heart of Hamilton, Baltimore City, 2914 Hamilton Avenue, right in the business district across the street from Harvest Fair Supermarket. Can't miss us. If you go online, we're at www.onesweetmoment.com, on Facebook at One Sweet Moment, and on Instagram at OSM_snowballs. So a lot of different ways. And I just want to say too, by the way, I have something for you. I brought something over for you. A whole gallon of egg custard. This is your, Alicia, I'm going to get you through the winter with egg custard flavor for you. Okay. So we're going to get together. You have to text me. I got this for you right here. This whole thing for you.
Come and see you today.
Yes.
Oh man, that's the best. Oh, you're the best. You are the best.
Get you through the winter. We may not be open this winter. It may be something for the future.
We have a snowball at this house.
Yes.
It's right. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm so excited. Oh, that was the high point. No, wow.
I didn't even have to do any of this. I could have just come on here at the very beginning and been like, here you go. And then that would have been it. Right?
No, that would have been too much. I wouldn't been able. I'm almost about to cry about that. Dasia, how can we get in contact with you, support you?
Well, you can come on down. We're actually about to open at 2:00. Come on down to Ice Queens, located in Locust Point at 1648 East Fort Avenue. You can see any of our delicious snowballs on Instagram or Facebook at _LLC, at _Ice Queens LLC. And on Facebook at Ice Queen Snowball Shop.
Excellent. Thank you both so much for this this session of Entrepreneurship Matters. Let me give a couple of announcements and then close us out. So next week we are in for another treat. This is all about t-shirts. You do not want to miss this. We had Demi Armstrong, who is the owner of Demi and Company. Demi is 8 years old. And she owns her own t-shirt company. Come and be inspired by this kid. So cute. And then Kalila Wright from Mess in a Bottle. You do not want to miss her. I'm going to be wearing my t-shirt next week, my Mess in a Bottle t-shirt. Please follow us on JH Connects on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Email us feedback. Also, other entrepreneurs at jhconnects@jhu.edu. Want to thank our partners, Johns Hopkins University, Johns Hopkins Health System, Hopkins Local, the Mayor's Office of Small Minority and Women-Owned Business, and the Warnock Foundation. So thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for having us and giving us this opportunity.
Oh, our pleasure. Our pleasure.
Mm-hmm.